Hello and welcome to Theater Talk. This episode is a special episode. We have cast members here with us from our School of Performing Arts summer musical Les Miserables, the school edition. My name is Mike Gatzendorfer. I'm the youth programs manager here at Proctor's, and I'm also one of the producers here for Theater Talk. So we'll start by going down and having each of the students introduce themselves, tell us where you're from, and what position and role you have within the show.
I guess I'll go first. My name is Islam Martin. I go to Schenectady High. I'm about to be a junior. And my role is fly rail for the crew.
My name's Callie McGinn, and I went to Bethlehem High School, and I'm the assistant stage manager for the production.
My name is George Alden. I just graduated from Honeston High School, and I play Grantaire.
My name's Michaela Humphrey. I go to Colony, and I'm going to be a senior, and I played Eponine.
I'm Kate Szymowski. I go to Broad Albin High School, and I'm the first horn player in the pit.
I'm Tim Burgess. I go to Niskayuna High School, and I was a percussionist in the pit.
Well, can I just start by saying I think unfortunately we can't have everybody that participated. We had over 85 students that are active in this production. That includes the orchestra pit, the production staff, and the actors. And so on behalf of the 6 that are here, I want to say congratulations on a very fabulous show. So congratulations to you all. So let's take some questions from the audience. And just so you guys know, I'll repeat the questions just so that we have it for the recording for it to be aired later. Yes, you right here. So the question is, have you guys, the actors in the middle here, have you guys considered going and doing this professionally as you get older?
I am. I'm planning on studying musical theater in college, and I've been to some workshops down in the city, worked with some PACE people. It's been a lot of fun, so I'm very excited.
I also have considered it. I'm currently going to St. Rose for music education this year, but after this camp, actually, I've really been reconsidering it. And I applied to AMDA last year, got in. I just couldn't go. But yeah, so I really am reconsidering it. So, yeah.
And what about, what about our musicians on the end? Do you guys want to do this professionally as a musician?
I just think of music as a hobby more than a career choice, so not for me, I guess.
Music's a good, I guess, tool in your toolbox to have wherever you go. So if I don't pursue it professionally, it's something I'll have all the time.
What about our production fellas?
Definitely stage management is something I love, and theater is something I love, so I'm looking forward to do it as a career.
Well, for me, if I get a chance, yes. But if I don't, it's either mechanical engineer or a professional soccer player.
Yes, you right there. That's a great question. So I think each of you can contribute to this. What's a typical day like, especially this week on the set?
This week it's just been a lot of tech, getting ready for the show and adding all of our lighting, our sound elements, and the costuming. So backstage it's been really hectic, but it's great. But during rehearsals, production, we all kind of do our own thing, whether it's sound, lights, flies, costumes. It really depends on what you're doing.
Well, yeah, I guess. All right. Production, we did awesome. That's what I'd say. That doesn't make any sense, I know. But we all work together. We all help each other. We're always there for each other. If you need any help, we're there. And you see our work, it was awesome.
And just to add to that, I will tell you, within the 4 years that we've been doing these summer musicals, Les Mis is the biggest show we have done. We have the most talented production team, the most talented orchestra, and the actors are just as incredible. So it's been a remarkable experience, and I managed the production aspect of it. And so you guys were just on ball. Any other questions? Yes. You guys want to answer that? You want me to?
So with our set, at least, like, Capitol Rep builds it, but we kind of do a load in, which is what we do for all of the touring shows here. We basically build it. Like, we take the pieces and build it here, but like, we have students programming sound, programming lights, running the light board, soundboard, spots. So yeah, everything is done by students.
To piggyback on the costumes, we work with the costumer right down the road and in getting the costumes. However, we do have a costume team of a few students who help in the alterations and stuff like that. And mainly, they serve as our quick changers backstage as well. Yes, you right there. What advice would you guys give to inspiring actors? Or musicians or production crew?
Just keep working hard. Always believe in yourself and be true on stage. Be who you are and just bring it to life. Just always be happy and confident and keep pushing yourself and keep working hard.
She memorized that from a book. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that the best advice I could give you would be to use your acting or your musicianship, whatever it is, as an outlet for you. Because with me, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, and I've used this to I don't know, just escape from all that, you know, and just put everything that I have into this one thing. And it's really good. It feels really good to do, and I think that you should use that for the rest of your life if you act. So, yeah.
I'm going to ask a question. Can you guys tell me the rehearsal process in terms of orchestra, production, and acting? The cast?
So for production, we actually join a week after all the actors start, because with a show like this, at least, it's basically the first week is all music. But when we come in, we do a lot of like stuff together at first. So like putting together the set. We do a lot of workshops as well, learning a bunch of different aspects of production. And then the last week and a half, 2 weeks, we break off into our own like areas. And then for our last week, we tech and we go into our show.
Actors?
Well, we get here at 9, and then we get here at 9, and we literally just go through everything. The first week and a half was just sitting down and doing music every single day, and we would just go through the entire show. It's a very long process, but it's very fun because the first time that we sang together, we sang one day more, and it was Monica, my cousin. She always told me that the first time that we'd ever sing together, it would be like the whole cast together. It always felt so good because it was just everybody coming together. It was so incredible and just amazing, and it's just a great experience. So, and then after that, we just did set or blocking. It's just long days. It's really all I can say. It's a good experience though.
Okay, so for the orchestra, we get our music separately ahead of time, and our first rehearsal altogether was last Sunday. So we had about a week to figure everything out, and basically every day this week we ran through the show at least once and just ironed out all the creases and just, I don't know, like basically figured everything out. Yeah, I guess that's it.
So, just so you all know, this program goes from nothing to what you just saw in 4 weeks. So it is a very, very quick turnaround. And it is, as they would say, long days. We go from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. They do get the weekends off. But it's intensive at times, definitely. Any other questions? Yes, you right there. What was the most stressful part of your experience? Oh, that was quick.
Quick changes. A quick change is when you have to go from one costume to another very quickly. I guess that speaks for itself. But I had a 20-second quick change in this show, and I just remember coming out after the sailor or the docks, which is the fourth scene, and running all the way behind the curtain, full on sprinting and ripping clothes off as I'm running towards the booth. It very stressful. Yeah.
And very visual. Thank you.
For me, the most stressful part was just figuring what I'm doing backstage because I jump from a lot of things. I go from flies to helping with costumes to moving set pieces. It's a lot. So I guess this last week has been the most stressful, just trying to figure out what to do and where to be.
Anybody else want to say something?
Oh, well, for wind players, they get this when spit's stuck in your instrument and you don't know where it is. That happens. Yeah, and because there's so many places where it can hide. And so there are a lot of rests where the actors get to be really emotional, which is beautiful. And sometimes you just want to watch, but you have to count and keep track. So staying with them is sometimes stressful.
That was also a visual. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, you right there. Yeah, so what was your guys' favorite part or experience with the whole duration of putting it together?
My favorite part about Broadway Camp is just the people I get to meet because it's people I wouldn't really get to meet otherwise. Whether it's cast, crew, orchestra, or even staff members, that's probably my favorite part. And also just the connections we make through it.
Well, I like to add on to that. My favorite part is pretty much spending time with each other, having fun with each other, and see how we could build off from each other too, and become, a great force. You say.
You guys want to say anything?
Basically what they just said. I think that this whole program is like a professional family atmosphere. I think that's the best way you can describe it. Everybody is so close. Everybody's such good friends with each other, but it is still, along with that, the most professional thing I've ever been in. It's so intensive and just incredible. So
Intensive in a good way.
The thing about Broadway Camp is just everyone here is so passionate about what they do, and it just all of us come together and we all share the same love for this experience, and I just love sharing it with everyone and being with everyone all the time. It was a great experience.
My favorite part was definitely being able to play as loud as I want. No one's ever said play louder to me before, so it was a new experience, but it was fun.
All right, any other questions? You, sir, standing. Another remarkable comment to the cast and crew of Les Miserables and the orchestra. Any other questions? You, sir, in the... Jacob. I didn't realize it was you, Jacob. My apologies. Question for the actors. Yeah, can you guys elaborate? So just so the audience knows, part of the program, the orchestra members, the crew members, and the cast all go through a series of master classes where they work with specific professionals in different areas. So do you guys, the actors, do you want to elaborate on some of the master classes that you guys took within the last 3 weeks?
Well, one of them is we did a fight workshop with a stage combat, with a man named Doug. Doug is an incredible man. Everything that he did, everything that he taught felt so real, and whenever we would do the fight, he would tell us to like what we should be feeling and things like that. It just felt like I was being taught by a professional. Sorry, go ahead.
We also had a dialect workshop to work on our dialects for the show. And then basically every week we had workshops with our directors, and we brought in a song for an audition, and it was an audition workshop, and they gave us feedback on it, and it really helped because it shows how to have an audition in a professional setting. and it was great. They were really fun.
Crew members or musicians, do you guys want to talk about your types of workshops that you guys took?
We got to go up to Adirondack Studios, which is a place where they build a lot of set pieces for either like musicals, operas, or like amusement
They
park
build stuff for Disney. They do a
Yeah.
lot of Disney's theme attractions. Yep.
And so just getting to visit there was really cool, and we did like a scenic design workshop there, and there like we got to learn a lot about lighting. What else? Sound. We did a stage management workshop. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Orchestra.
So the orchestra had 2 workshops. The first of which was a rhythm workshop, where we got to play a bunch of different Latin percussion instruments, which was a lot of fun. Pretty challenging at times, though. But yeah. The second one was a DJing workshop. That was very entertaining. I personally didn't get to try it out, but it seemed hard.
When
All
I
right,
tried
any other
mixing-
questions?
Oh, can I add to that with the
Yes,
DJ?
Al, I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
it's okay. It's when I tried mixing, which is when you play one track and the other to kind of combine them and make your own music, which is cool.
There's
I-
none of that in Les Mis.
Well, I stopped. I had transitioned or done whatever I needed to do, and he said, and I quote, "That was what we call a train wreck," and I'll never forget that. Such a sweet moment, but.
We go from spit valves to train wrecks.
I'm a real mess. I gotta tell you.
Yes, you, sir, right there. Okay. So the question being asked, just for the camera, is how much time did you have for research to develop your characters and to look into the scene work as well?
So before we knew long before what roles we had before we actually started rehearsal. So I took the time to dig in, read the book, research my character, and I just wrote notes of who I want to be, what was her backstory, everything that I knew in my heart. But still today, I'm still developing her character, and I'm still working hard to make her the best she is and become true. And I feel like in the moment, you have to just breathe and pretend that that's who you are. Like that's what acting is.
And just to piggyback on that, Michaela actually played young Eponine 10 years ago for another production company. So she's been with Eponine for quite a while.
I have. I have.
Adding on to that, I think that yes, you have to do research beforehand, but with our incredible directors that we have and just the atmosphere there, it's easier to develop throughout the entire show. You're learning each scene, you're doing all this. You just start to become the character yourself, kind of, and it's instinctual. So I did get a new character last week. So actually, we had a boy. His name was Ariel. He was incredible. One of my favorite people ever. He was 6'8", tallest person I've ever met. But something happened that he couldn't be with us anymore, and he's not dead, I promise. So it was a week and a half ago. I got a new role. It was the foreman. It was in the first scene, and yeah. So I mean, sometimes you have to do it on the spot, but yeah.
All right, so we have time for 2 more questions, and then the cast, crew, and orchestra, they got to go eat to get ready for their finale show this evening. So we'll take your question.
I've never actually had voice lessons. I've taken a couple with my teacher, but I've kind of just figured it out myself.
I've been taking lessons for 10 years. So I studied with Lisa Franklin. She's incredible. I love her. And she's taught me pretty much everything I know, control, everything. It's awesome.
And we have time for one more question. Well, that's this gentleman right here, since nobody else. Yeah, so I want each of you to answer that. So, what was your biggest takeaway from this whole experience? And we'll end on a good note.
Well, mine, I would say, is having a big family and able to meet others.
You're going to make me cry on TV.
I know, man. But yeah, I love these guys. They are my family, and we're here for each other, and we're always going to be great. Yep. So nice.
So I worked mostly with our amazing stage manager, Sam, who's hiding in the corner. But just being able to work with her, she taught me so much about stage management, and just listening to her call the show every night it's just taught me a lot, and she's just taught me a lot over the past couple weeks. So I'd say I've learned the most from her.
I think I said this earlier, but the biggest takeaway is that maybe I want to do this for the rest of my life. Because I mean, I was on and off about it, but it's really, I'm debating it now. So, thank you.
The biggest takeaway is the laughs, the tears, the great month I had with everyone. Everyone is so incredible despite all the drama. I still love all of you more than
Drama?
anything. Yeah. All the drama, even though we all love each other no matter what. And Eponine has been a dream role of mine forever, and I'm just so happy to have this experience. I want to thank all the production team for that. It's been incredible. I literally cried during bows because I couldn't believe it just happened. And I just love everyone here, and it's been great. So
That's a tough act to follow. Empty your spit. No, I'm just kidding. The people that you meet, it's just been so fantastic because finding like-minded people just in your community isn't always easy, and we're all peppered throughout New York, and here we are. And there was a lot of independent work, making a lot of cuts to the music to make it fit with all the scores, and the self-accountability and to make this beautiful music with these wonderful people. It's just been phenomenal.
So this was a really new experience for me. I've never played in a pit before. So for me, the biggest takeaway was the learning process that happened through the past week. I just learned a lot about like what it takes to be in a pit of a musical. And it's difficult, but yeah, I guess we got through it.
Beautiful statements, guys, really, truly. I just want to say thank you all for joining us today for our special Theater Talk edition. And please, go out on your social medias, let your family members know and all your friends know. We got one more show tonight at 7 p.m. And thank you again for joining us for Theater Talk.